On a bright day at the Techie Titan's office, Bob, a programmer known for his intelligence, entered the meeting room with heavy steps. He had a hunch that this morning's meeting would be the usual, filled with technical jargon that was never implemented. As he sat down, he noticed something unusual: a giant donut in the middle of the table. Is this a new management trick to keep us awake? He mumbled to himself. Before Bob could touch the donut, his boss, Linda, entered the room with excessive enthusiasm. "Good morning, team. Today we're going to crack the code of productivity with donuts," she exclaimed, pointing to the giant donut. Bob frowned, wondering if he was still dreaming. Linda continued, "Every time someone contributes a good idea, they'll get a piece of the donut." Bob almost choked on his black coffee. Good ideas and donuts seemed like an odd combination in one sentence, he thought. However, he decided to remain silent and see where this meeting would lead. Before long, the meeting turned into a circus show. Everyone was racing to voice their brilliant ideas, most of which were stale proposals. Bob could only shake his head as he watched his usually quiet coworker, Jerry, suddenly become very vocal for a piece of donut. Jerry, with sparkling eyes, stood up and said, "What if we install disco balls in every corner of the office? That will surely boost productivity." Bob couldn't believe what he had just heard. Linda, on the other hand, seemed impressed and immediately awarded Jerry a piece of the donut. Meanwhile, in another corner of the room, Sarah, the marketing manager known for her out-of-the-box ideas, raised her hand. "I have an idea. What if we all work while standing on yoga balls? It would improve our balance and focus." Bob almost choked again, this time from holding back laughter. Linda, seemingly enchanted by every idea that sounded innovative, gave Sarah 2 pieces of the donut. Bob began to feel as if he were in a reality comedy show. Deciding to join in the game, he said with a serious tone, "Linda, I have a revolutionary idea. What if we replace all computers with typewriters? Back to basics, right?" The room fell silent for a moment before Linda laughed and said, "Oh, Bob, there's always room for humor in our meetings." However, not everyone got Bob's joke. Kevin, the data analyst who always took everything literally, looked confused. "But how will we run Python code on typewriters?" he asked innocently. Bob could only shake his head and give a wry smile. The meeting escalated when Linda announced that they would hold a weekly karaoke competition to lighten the mood. "And the winner will get an extra day off," she exclaimed. Bob, known for his off-key singing, decided it was time to practice his vocals in the bathroom. When the meeting finally ended, Bob felt relieved. He walked back to his desk, passing the new meditation zone filled with fake plants and forest bird sounds playing from speakers. "Maybe tomorrow they'll add a fake waterfall," he mumbled as he sat down and turned on his computer. That day, Bob learned something valuable. In the corporate world, sometimes all you need is a bit of humor and a donut to get through the day. He wrote an email to Linda, proposing bring your pet to work day. Who knows, maybe tomorrow he'll get a piece of donut for that idea. The next day, Bob was surprised to see the office had turned into a mini jungle. Linda had decided that bring your pet to work day was a brilliant idea. Bob found himself surrounded by dogs running around, cats jumping from desk to desk, and even an iguana that seemed more interested in computer monitors than insects. Maybe this will improve team cooperation, Bob thought, as he dodged a beagle trying to chew on his cables. Amidst the chaos, Bob tried to focus on his work. However, it proved impossible when a coworker's parrot began imitating the sound of incoming emails. Every time a ding sounded, the entire office checked their inboxes, only to find it was the mischievous parrot. Bob couldn't help but laugh at the frustrated expressions on their faces. As lunchtime arrived, Linda announced a pet talent show contest. Bob watched various tricks performed by the pets, from dogs playing the piano to cats doing acrobatics. He had to admit, despite its absurdity, this was one of the most entertaining days he'd ever had at the office. When the day ended, Bob reflected on the day's events. He realized that although the office could be a crazy place, it was also full of delightful surprises. He wrote a note to himself: never underestimate the power of pets and humor to brighten up a workday. And so, Bob found wisdom amidst the office silliness. In a world filled with endless meetings and countless emails, sometimes all we need is a good laugh and a few dog tricks to remind us that work doesn't always have to be serious. Remember, behind every cluttered desk, there's a glimmer of humor waiting to be discovered, and maybe, just maybe, a free donut.